What's up, classmates? I'm Robert Sawyer.
And I'm Mrs. Sawyer.
And together, we are
the only black kids in the class.
Welcome back to another episode where we dive into juicy tales of petty dramas and terrible, terrible stories. And some maybe not so terrible. As always, we're going to have our 2% good.
Oh, okay. Always?
I mean, not every episode, but like for the year.
Okay.
We're trying to even it out for the year.
Thanks for clarifying.
Tell me some of the good that's been happening in your life this week.
Actually, I've had like a very demanding week, but I've been in a good place.
Okay.
I'm not sweating the small stuff.
And it's all small stuff.
And that's what you start to realize. A lot of it is just small stuff. And it's made my day-to-day much better.
Okay.
Yeah. Prioritize some me time. And prioritize some us time.
You have?
Yeah.
Was I there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't have to be grandiose. We play some games and broke bread and
bread?
Yeah. Good stuff.
Bread.
You do eat bread. Like biscuits.
You mentioned playing some games.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to report to the classmates?
That's why I brought it up, because I just leaned into it.
Anything you want to report to the classmates?
Yeah, we played spades, and he and my mother beat me and my partner. But it was a good game. Yeah. Good game night. Good night.
Did you learn anything?
Hmm?
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, I learned that you've been practicing and getting better. So I appreciate that.
Hmm.
I do.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You're the queen of downplay.
I'm not downplaying anything.
You are the queen of downplay.
I am not downplaying at all.
Because what you told me,
I was going to whoop your ass.
you told me several times.
Yeah.
You're going to whoop my ass.
Yeah, I did.
Whoop my ass.
I did.
Well, no. You did say that.
I did say
you
that.
did not
I did.
do it.
No.
Yeah. And what I want to communicate to the classmates and to you is that sportsmanship still has a place in the world.
Yeah.
Though me and my partner dominated all 3 games. We didn't play games, but it was like best out of 5. So when I said like 3 different games of best out of 5. And though we dominated all 3 of those games,
Mm-hmm.
and at no point did I nor my partner, my wonderful mother-in-law, talk about whooping y'all ass.
No.
Y'all got beat. We don't have to do all that because we're classy people.
Mm-hmm.
We have home training.
I did too.
At a certain point, I had to check. I had to check to see if it was happening because I didn't. When did the ass whooping happen?
It didn't.
Oh.
But as you continue
and then
on your path of playing spades,
and then,
sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't.
And then you tried to cop out. Oh, well, you've been practicing. Duh. Like, what are you supposed to do? Yeah. And what makes it even worse is I ain't practice. When would I have practiced spades? I got all this shit going on. I play pickleball. I practice that.
You practice.
I'm practicing my patience by dealing with you.
You practice.
I ain't practicing no spades.
But it was good. It was good.
Okay.
My mom, she's a great teacher.
When do you think your mom taught
teacher.
me spades? When do you think that happened?
She's been teaching you along the way the whole time. Yeah, that's how good she is.
Wish she would have taught your ass some things, because
see, I thought that happened to the sportsmanship. It's okay.
No, I wasn't talking about spades. I was talking about decorum.
I have it.
Patience, humility.
Patience I could work on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was cute playing with you guys. You guys did all right.
Mm-hmm.
It was good competition.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of games, you know how we've been playing Uno Flip here and there?
Oh, yes.
Well, someone wrote into us. Mr. Charles wrote in. He said, Uno No Mercy. Hi, this is by far the best Uno game. Check it out.
Uno No Mercy.
Uno Show 'em No Mercy.
Oh, we need to try that.
Be careful, honey. There are so many Uno games. Once you get into this Uno universe, it doesn't stop. There are a lot of them. We got Uno, Uno Dos, Uno Flip, Uno No Mercy. Those are just the ones I know.
No Mercy.
I don't know all the ones.
I can pick up No Mercy.
And there's still the game that several people recommended to us. I don't remember the name of it now. It's a card game. they said if you like Uno, you gonna love. Damn, I totally forgot the name right now.
Oh, okay.
But I looked into it. I just forgot the name. But we did buy.
I didn't like that one.
Which one?
The Monopoly one.
You played it one time.
That's enough for me.
I feel like whenever you lose, you don't like something.
There's something to really like lose or win. It was like really like not Monopoly.
It's interesting you say there's nothing to lose or win because you lost.
That's fine.
And I feel like whenever you lose, you do you understand why I
like we lost spades, but I still love spades.
Yeah, from past times when you've won. This wasn't your first time.
In spades, you lose and you win. That's part of the game.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Well, you lost before last time, so
yeah, with this last game night.
Exactly. That's all you can. That's all your mind can go to. I get it.
That's all my mind can go to.
Yeah. Because you normally lose. So now that you won,
I normally lose.
Kind of like erase the losing.
I normally
get
lose.
It. In spades, yes.
I normally lose.
In spades, yes. But it's okay. But no, it just wasn't like it wasn't entertaining to me.
Like I said, you're the queen of dismissive.
It wasn't entertaining.
You're the queen of downplay.
That Monopoly thing was not. It was not entertaining to me.
Yeah, I get it. But do you understand why I let you win for so many years? From a young age. I mean, I was in high school.
You did not let me
I was in
win.
high school. Do you understand why I let you win for like the first 7 years of our relationship? No, I recognized your needs.
Oh gosh. Now who's dismissive?
How's that dismissive? Mm-hmm. I'm acknowledging your needs and showing up for them.
My needs is not to win. Need to win. I just normally do.
With you. You normally beat me in tonk?
No, not tonk.
Okay.
I'm not.
What do you normally beat anyone in?
And loving you, babe. No one loves you.
Is it a competition?
I'm just like, I win. I win.
See how you had to smooth out of that one because literally right before we started recording this, she tried to square up me in the kitchen. And I said, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because I don't want violence. I don't even know how to square up. She squared up, obviously. Obviously. I said, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I'm just eating. I was just eating. I said, you don't want to do that. I'm not even really looking up because there's no threat here, right? I just said, you don't want to do that. And then she punched herself. Only shit you beat around here is you. So
that's me.
Try to square up with me in my damn kitchen.
I wasn't really squaring up with you. I just knock you out.
Yeah, okay. Maybe your breath, but. All right. We got some Ask the Black Kids.
Okay.
This is titled, I Got My Mom Back.
Oh, okay.
Hello, this is E again. My last story was extremely toxic, but this story is hopefully joyful.
Okay.
E told the story. It was super toxic. It was E worked with this guy who was I'm already messed up. E's had a friend. The friend had a brother. E got with this guy. I'm messing the story up, I know. If you guys want to check out E's story, go check out our 1-year anniversary episode where we read all Ask the Black Kids. I know the friend had a brother. The brother had a girlfriend that had a baby. E started messing with the brother. It was a friend. E. I already apologize. That shit was a lot.
Yeah.
But to answer your last question on what I like to get at Starbucks, I usually go for an iced chai tea latte with the brown sugar syrup. I've never had that.
Chai tea latte?
I've only had iced chai tea maybe twice.
Oh, is it shaken?
I usually get the hot, but brown sugar syrup, that sounds good. I can't do that right now, though, because I'm focused on the gains.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't spoken to the classmates about it.
I don't normally get iced things.
I have goals right now.
Except for Viennese pot.
I'm going to be a 3-1 pickleball player by the end of the year. So focusing on my agility, my focus, my hand speed, my strength, my sleep, my recovery, and my podcast. But anyway, back to E's story. Just like the title said, I got my mom back. My mom didn't raise me. Out of me and my 4 siblings, my mom only raised the youngest, and that was mainly because my family was tired of my mom handing off her responsibilities. Although I am grateful that my aunt and grandparents raised me, I always wanted my mom. My mom has always been around, but she chose to raise the children of her spouse over my siblings and I. She would sometimes appear during holidays, birthdays, school events. As a kid, I was excited when she came around, but as I got older, I grew resentment towards her. I couldn't understand why she would have 5 kids and give us up, but raise 4 kids that weren't hers. As I grew closer to God, I learned to forgive her, but kept my distance. A few years ago, my mom got a DUI, and I believe it was this event that made my mom realize that she needed to make changes in her life. I helped my mom get through the issues that came with the DUI, fines, court, DUI classes. This caused my mom and I to talk almost every day. We started hanging out a lot and would spend time at my apartment just on the couch watching movies. We would try new restaurants and just talk. My mom would also tell me how unhappy she was in her relationship, and I told her that when she was ready to leave, my doors are open. Well, earlier this year, my mom left her spouse of almost 20 years. They had a very toxic and abusive relationship. My mom and youngest sibling moved in with me, and now we're about to move into a bigger apartment. I'm 25, and the inner child in me has been healed. I got my mom back. I love coming home to my mom. We go to church together. We go shopping together. She messages me every morning to make sure I made it to work safely. I love getting on her nerves when we're home. She constantly apologizes for not being around much when I was a kid, and I tell her I'm just happy she's here now. She's always making sure I'm okay and told me that if I want to focus on school, I can quit working for a bit and she'll support me. She has her own cleaning business, makes pretty good money. She moved in with me because my youngest sibling is sick and we work together to take care of her. I really thank God that he brought my mom back to me and I love her so much. We also got a dog. Here's a picture of Foxy.
Oh, look how happy.
Look at Foxy.
Hey, Foxy.
Foxy lady.
Oh, I like
As always, I love watching, listening. Blessings to both of you, your careers, marriage, home, and health.
Oh, thanks for sharing. Oh, it's beautiful.
She got that Roku TV.
Yeah.
Oh, she got the Roomba.
Look at Foxy.
Look at Foxy.
What a good. Oh, look at that.
Foxy is a model.
I know. Look at that. Very clean tongue. Good hygiene.
Thank you so much for writing
Yes.
this. We love updates on people's
I
lives.
do. And I'm happy to hear about, you and your mom reconnecting and reuniting and healing. That's very good.
I'm happy you're not in all that drama you was. I know it was an older story when you sent it to us.
Yeah, she said she removed herself from there.
Because they were.
That was in her youth.
They were a lot. They were a lot.
Yes, I do. I recall parts of the story.
It was the friend.
It was a whole bunch of stuff. It was a whole bunch of stuff.
The brother's girlfriend started texting.
Yeah, then she got out. They
Then
still
she got
tried
out.
to call it. Yeah,
But then
it was.
he was working at the same mall.
It was terrible.
That she would see him. They said, "Did you tell her that she?" That shit was a lot.
Yeah, now she's working on herself. So like she's reconnected with her mom and got Foxy.
Foxy.
Like Foxy.
Shout out
Hey,
to you. E.
Mm-hmm.
We got another Ask the Black Kids.
Okay.
How do I deal with my coworker who went ham? Ham.
There's not space for him going with coworkers. Go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Sawyer. I appreciate you both and really would appreciate your perspective on my current situation. First, a little about me. I'm a military veteran, possess a genius IQ, and am probably slightly autistic black male who works in upper middle management for a large manufacturing company in the tech sector. There are very few people in my company who look like me. At my level, maybe one or two other black males. I'm definitely an only black kid still, and I grew up in a really small town where my situation wasn't much different. My work ethic and ability to understand things quickly often allowed me to ascend to leadership positions, and I continue to seek out the next great opportunity and challenge to keep my hyperactive brain occupied. The problem is, with great intellect comes great hatred and envy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
The sad part is, it mostly comes from Caucasian and black people, where people feel like I'm trying to make them feel inferior because of the words I use or how I speak. This is never my intent. I just communicate how I do and never cast judgment. I am careful not to use aggressive language, obscenities, Lord knows I want to, and go out of my way to be polite in fear of offending others. But somehow people still find a way to be offended by simple things I say.
No.
Recently, I wrote an email when an approval was requested from me, and I simply stated that I granted approval and requested the same approval the previous week. So I must defer to my counterpart to make this decision. The email sparked outrage from a black female employee who claimed I was attacking her by saying I gave approval previously and that it was unprofessional. She said that I was exposing her for not granting the approval and I didn't have to say all that.
Yes,
Literally, she said I defer to her. Literally just said I defer to her. I saw a reel on Insta that stated that when in the presence of highly intelligent people, that many folks have a reaction similar to physical pain. I'd never heard of this, and although I've always understood my vernacular often got a reaction, I never thought it was hurting people. At this point, It's starting to affect my career growth. And although I'm working on building multiple streams of income, I enjoy my job and I'm not trying to conflict with anyone. Should I try dumbing down my words to keep people comfortable?
No.
I'm a technical project manager, and I thought for once being intelligent would finally work in my favor. But here I am battling the same old issues when I am not approaching situations with any malice, but being dragged into conflict by people who seem to be intimidated by how I speak. Please help.
Well, I was right away. It resonated a lot of memories there, so I'm just reflecting for a second. I don't suggest you dumb it down. However, I do suggest to recognize your audience. And sometimes the most intelligent people know how to talk to all people. So I would say instead of dumbing it down, it is becoming more of a challenge and skill of learning how to talk to those who are not at your level, basically. And even with doing so, you have to understand you're just gonna always be that person that will probably not get appreciated for all that you do or what you can bring. And you have to just accept that that's what's true. And that's how corporations and organizations run. So, not the best news you probably want to hear, but that's reality. And what I can just say for your own safe haven, and so you don't take all of this stuff that's being pushed on you, the negativity with you, is find your zone of what you can do, challenge yourself, find your lane of being engaged at the same time, not having to sacrifice who you are. And sometimes it takes a bit to get there, but confident sounds like you'll get there. You've been through bigger things, but that's just the reality of working with people not at your level.
Well said.
That's it.
Well said.
Yeah. But good luck.
CJ, technical is literally in your job title.
Mm-hmm.
What you said wasn't even technical. Mm-mm. But literally, technical's in your job title. Don't dumb down shit. Mm-mm. They could get smarter, but they're not going to.
They're not going to. They're not going to.
So you might be thinking, oh, it's you. You've had these issues throughout your life, probably. You might think it has something to do with being autistic. Mm-mm. It could, but it's probably that's not what it is.
It's not.
You don't have to change any of this shit. She's going to tell you how to play the game with corporate. I don't work in a corporation. So I would tell you.
I'm not going to tell you how to play the game. I'm going to tell you how to survive.
Yeah.
The game is not for you to play. You do not win. You need to survive. There's a difference. I think that's the part that you have to accept.
That's the fundamental difference between us. She wants to make sure there's survival, and I gave up on surviving long ago.
Right.
And I'm in my thriving era.
Yeah.
I only seek to thrive. I don't want to survive.
Wow.
Plants survive. Algae survives.
That's how we work as a team.
I thrive. Well, you thrive.
Because I got a little bit more surviving so that we can thrive and I don't have to participate. So
you said you want to work on other streams of income. I would bet that you're going to get those other streams of income with your intellect and with the things that make you you.
Yes.
If the corporations and the positions you've been in try to suppress that, fuck them. And you should really keep building on the things that make you you and uniquely talented to progress as you have thus far in your career. Mm-hmm. I will say in my career, I quickly learned to not, actually even before I got into my career, to not use the vocabulary that I have, to the point that I doubt I have the same vocabulary I once had. Because I don't get points if people don't understand me. Correct. And my job is to be relatable and to understand people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If someone has to ask me, well, what does that mean? I'm not helping them. So I have to meet people where they are. That's my job. Your job is technical project manager. I don't even know what field. You said, it's the tech sector, but I don't know what you do. I don't want the technical project manager having to dumb it down. I maybe I'm misunderstanding, but no. So like she said, know your audience. There's a time and a place to use certain vocabulary. If this isn't the place, then I think you're just dealing with the wrong people. So she's telling you how to survive. I'm gonna tell you how to thrive. Keep being you. Keep talking the way you talk.
Yeah.
Keep thinking the way you think.
Yeah.
And keep pushing forward towards thriving.
Yeah.
If you want us to react to your story, to read your letters, to give our 2 cents on your situation, scenario, or dilemma, please email us at asktheblackkids@gmail.com. That's asktheblackkids@gmail.com. It's not just relationship stuff.
Yeah. Good luck.
We also will accept dog pictures, such as the Foxy.
Beautiful dog.
No cat pictures. We're not cat people.
No, I don't really want to see any cats.
I mean, cats are funny.
They're funny to watch on the
I
thing.
I like some skibbity paps.
Yeah.
But no. I want to read something.
What you want to read?
Never done this before on this show. I don't think I have. Do you remember the story, would I be the asshole for not canceling the open bar at my wedding to accommodate my sober friend?
Yes, I do.
That wasn't too long ago. Well, apparently there's some stuff that was added.
Oh.
I just want to bring it back. If you guys want to see that story, make sure you click right about here and you can go check that story out. So there was a previous edit just talking about how there were also minors and there's going to be a mocktail, and that OP was going to make sure that C, the jerk-ass friend, was going to know that there were other options.
Okay.
Here's the part I want to read. OP says, I called her. Long story short, she doesn't think she can attend the wedding and stay sober because she has fallen in love with my fiancé. They've only hung out in group settings with me. Aside from a hi on FaceTime or social media like, is there something else going on? Is this due to her recovery or mental state in some way? Safe to say she's uninvited, but what questions should I ask? No. My fiance denies leading her on in any way. What do I do?
No, there's nothing to ask.
Oh God,
that's crazy. Just let that go. Well, that's it. To the left.
Oh,
bye. That's done. That's done.
You know, we touched on it last show. Very briefly, we said how there are so many people online who will be assholes and then just say, "Oh no, I'm neurodivergent," and that's not a thing. CJ just wrote us. CJ's not an asshole. Our family members aren't assholes. Just because you're neurospicy or neurodivergent doesn't make you an asshole.
Nope. Doesn't
mean you can't be an asshole, but it doesn't automatically make you
correct.
An asshole. And the reason why I bring that up is it because of her mental state and her recovery? Do you know that there are lots of wonderful human beings who happen to have mental illnesses? Did you know that?
Yes.
Like wonderful human beings.
Yes.
Did you know that doesn't make them assholes?
Correct.
It means they're dealing with this particular issue.
Yes.
It doesn't mean they are terrible human beings.
Right.
Like this lady is, who's fallen in love.
That's a bad human. Like a bad human doesn't, like, that's not because of any type of illness. That's just a bad human.
She wanted her to cancel the wedding or get a refund.
No, she wanted to remove the bar like altogether.
No, that was the first thing. Then she said, "Well, can you just cancel the wedding because I want to be there. Can you change locations?" Is what I mean.
Yeah.
And so I bring that up to note that there's a difference between having a mental health issue and the emotional fragility that seems so rampant today. Everything can affect your mental health. Lots of us have trauma. Lots of us have been through many, many things. And we hold space for all those people. But life isn't about avoiding stress. Like, you can't avoid stress.
Reality.
There's always going to be stress.
Yep.
So working on your mental health, and the goal of your mental health journey should be to recognize the things that are not working for you and also how to cope and survive the parts of life that we cannot control. Life is always going to bring you stress.
Yes.
You can't just cut this off. Oh, they're bad for my health. Okay. But when everyone's bad for your health.
Yeah.
Okay. Is isolating yourself good for your health? No.
No. It's all about balance.
Yeah. So there needs to be a push for, some people use the term grit. emotional fortitude, some kind of being able to handle hard shit, because life is hard.
Resiliency. That's really what
resilience training.
Yeah, people just
Yeah.
You can't like avoid bad shit. Bad shit gonna happen.
You might just be eating in your kitchen and someone runs up and squares up with you. You gotta know, you gotta learn to recognize the threats. There was no threat. There's no threat whatsoever. So yeah, just bringing that one back up. We'll try to do that. I remember there was a story that I checked the notification for, so it was good. And if there's ever something in it, I'll get a notification. Although I don't remember what the story is.
Yeah.
But if you guys want us to look for updates on past stories, let us know. We could do that. I've dated Cedric for 8 years. We have a 4 and a 6-year-old. After our last child, Cedric avoided sex with me. I have to tackle him to get some.
Oh.
I cheat with his uncle Ken, and I use sex toys.
Damn.
I confronted Cedric about our sex life, and he said, "It stinks. I wish your rose had a nose."
Oh.
You know what a rose is?
Is that's the toy?
Don't worry about it.
The toy.
I went to the clinic, and basically, Cedric's uncle Ken burned me. I texted Ken that he and his wife need to get checked for STIs. Ken's wife saw the text, and she responded by telling Cedric that I burnt Ken, and I couldn't be trusted. All hell broke loose, and Cedric left me. How do I get things back on track? I love him, and he's the father of my kids. Advice?
Yeah, there's no getting back on track with that one.
There's none? It can't be done?
I don't know. I don't think so. You think it could be? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think people love drama in their life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wish your rose had a nose.
I wish your rose had a nose. Wow.
So today's episode is all about petty dramas.
Oh.
Petty dramas everywhere.
Okay.
I'm not even going to take any time to explain. We all know what petty dramas is.
Let's go.
You know why you're here.
Let's go.
Let's get to it. Matter of fact.
Oh, my goodness.
The people come for you, honey.
Yeah, but
Give the people what they want.
people know I can't see.
People know you can't read.
And I can't see.
Who taught you off the gun?
So this is from Am I Overreacting? My boyfriend left me at the airport by myself after he made us late for the flight, but miraculously made it. Okay. Me and my boyfriend were in Seattle for Thunderdome, and we're from ATL. He wanted to save money on the ride to the airport and booked us a lift to a random hotel so we could catch their shuttle instead of having to take a direct ride to the airport, which saved him $30.
That's cheap as fuck.
We get to the airport and we're cutting it really close. I'm in a separate security line and he clears in about 3 to 4 minutes before me. He said that he was going to go to the gate and try to make sure we both make it on. I get to the gate 4 minutes later and the door is closed and he's nowhere to be found. At the moment, I realize I'm stuck in Seattle by myself and that he made it on the plane without me.
How does that happen?
I checked my text and from a minute prior, he sent me the message, run. I had already been running, but missed the flight by 1 minute. The flight left at 4:05, and the next one isn't out until 11:05 p.m. I won't get back until 6:45 in the morning and have to work at 8 a.m. He doesn't have to work until 12 p.m. Based on my personality, I wouldn't have gotten on the plane unless I was sure he'd be on there with me. Now I'm stuck in Seattle for 6+ hours by myself. It feels like he's been selfish, but maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. He called while the plane was pulling off to give his side of the story and said the gate agent told him I would be able to make it if I got there in the next 2 minutes. But he didn't even stay to make sure I made it on the flight. My feelings are hurt, and I'm genuinely questioning if I want to stay with him after this.
I don't know what the question is. Did that make you question?
There's no question.
Could you see that happening to us?
No.
I don't get it.
No, I don't get that. No, not at all. Because there's been a couple of times where either we went to the bathroom, I was running late getting from Starbucks last time. That was last year. But I'm not getting in there.
I wouldn't get on the plane without you.
That's it.
I don't know.
I stood at the gate. You stood at the gate. It's like
I don't know what the.
Well, let's shut the shit. Then we're gonna be in here together.
Yeah. Yeah. Only scenarios I can think of, there's some you're rushing home, someone's sick, you got something major.
Yeah. Like if I need you to go ahead and go,
life-threatening. Yeah, I could get that.
I don't even like to leave a security thing until we both out.
Because you never know.
Yeah.
They pull me out. I'm always randomly chosen.
Yep. I remember that one time that I got pulled because I had that hair stuff in my bag, and they made me go back to remember to check the bag. And you had gone through the gate. You didn't know what happened to me.
Yeah, but I didn't go.
Yeah, you didn't just keep going.
I stayed there.
Yes.
Where I couldn't wait.
Yes. Yes. No.
Yeah.
I think you already know. I think people just don't want to face reality.
And the reality is
that he ain't no good for you.
I just don't know how that gets better.
It doesn't. That's a sign.
Do you remember the story where the dog came in and she protected
but wait,
the
before
niece?
You go there. But she's focusing on the wrong stuff.
He doesn't go to work till 12.
What does that have to do with anything?
It has nothing to do with
why are you even talking like that?
I don't care if neither of you work for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
He left.
Yeah.
But I bring up that story because like fear could have kicked in and his fight or flight, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good.
I'm not saying it's good.
But there's something that propelled that guy to abandon his niece and his wife. Not making an excuse for it, but
for somebody else that might be okay.
There was a factor.
For me, that can't
There
happen.
was no factor here why he had to leave
on the
you.
Plane. Run. You say run and you wait. Oh no, if she makes it 2 minutes, she'll be here. Okay, well I'm gonna stay here and wait for her.
That means he also had 2 minutes.
Yeah. So what you getting on? I'm gonna wait right here then. Yeah, I don't even understand that. You already know what you're asking the question for. Are you overreacting?
Glad I Made It said he better pick her up from the airport with a breakfast sandwich, her favorite coffee, and lunch packed for work. At least that's what I would do if I was an idiot who boarded the plane without my girlfriend. Okay, Wild 9472 said, yeah, that still wouldn't be a sufficient apology for leaving me at the airport on the other side of the country all by myself. At least for me, if my boyfriend was said idiot. I gotta be honest. I don't care if you guys were just an hour away from where you were. Like, there's no scenario. Life or death is the only thing. He had to get home.
Yes.
His mother was on her deathbed, and he's got to go.
Exactly.
Only scenario.
That's the only
Someone
thing.
is in a life-threatening situation.
Yes. Other than that, no.
Rushing home to play PlayStation and see his girlfriend.
I was in the airport, and it was a husband and wife there, and the security line was all backed up. When I tell you, there was like a new guy there going through the stuff, honey, and they like looking at stuff like it's in the bag, and he just about had everyone pulled to the side. I'm talking about 20 people, including myself, because I have to like check the bag more, and like a lot of people had like a regular size deodorant instead of the little deodorant. Some people had like toothpaste. Like it was like the most ridiculous thing. Mine was because I had a laptop, and so they wanted to swab the laptop. Like it was like all kind of ridiculous stuff, right? So there was a husband and wife there, and they're calling their names on the like loudspeaker, and they're like, "That's our flight. We gotta go. Can you just check the bag? There's nothing in the bag. Take all the stuff out the bag. I just need my wallet." Like that's the husband and wife were going through it. He was like, I will get to your bag in a moment, kind of thing, right? And then the husband finally just told the wife, "Go. You have to be there to get whatever. It was like their kid or something. Go. I'll get the next flight." But that was a communication of thing for her to go, and she was like torn. She's like, "I don't want to leave you here." She's like, "Go. You have to be there at the airport at this time, right? Wherever they were going to." And so she left to go make the flight. But like there was there was a discussion there.
A what?
A discussion.
You said commute.
They communicated.
The
communication.
What is
there
that?
was communication.
What is communication?
There was communication.
Oh, you want them to talk?
Yeah.
You with that talking shit.
Oh boy. Yeah. Like you said, life or death.
I chose this next story for you.
Okay.
I know this is right up your alley.
My alley? Okay. Let's see what's
it's not like super petty.
Oh.
It's food related.
Oh, okay. All right. Interest peaked.
Am I the asshole for not serving as much food as I know my dinner guests will want to eat?
Oh, a little bit. Why would you have people go being no serve?
Hold on.
Okay, let's go.
First, I want to be clear that I do not believe in body shaming or food policing. Having lost 100 pounds myself and working on another 50, I have no place to judge anyone for what they eat.
Okay.
I pride myself on being a generous host who makes my guests comfortable and feeds them well. Nobody leaves my house hungry has always been my rule. The problem. I have a friend group who meets monthly at either my or Joan's home for dinner. Nobody else has enough space to host. Recently, Polly announced she had a girlfriend, which made us all happy. Polly has been lonely for a long time. I was the first to host Melissa. Melissa is 500 to 600 pounds.
Wow.
I've never met anyone that big, but I hid my surprise and was warm and welcoming. No problem, I have sturdy furniture.
Okay.
For dinner, I served bowls of salad, then soup. Melissa insisted on keeping her empty bowls at the table. I didn't think much of it. I'm not Emily Post. Don't know who that is. Then I brought out the main course. 2 9x13 pans of 14-layer lasagna cut into 8 pieces each. There were 10 of us all together. I told people to dig in as I got the bread out of the oven. When I got back to the dining room, everyone looked so shocked. I thought my cat had farted. Then I saw that Melissa had 4 pieces of lasagna heaped on her plate, 2 in her salad bowl and 2 in her soup bowl. Polly was glaring like, "Don't you dare say a word." Melissa seemed utterly oblivious. I didn't know what to do. I just sat down. Joan and I shared 1 piece of lasagna and everyone else got a full piece. I cut the cake into equal portions for dessert, but I had to make an extra batch of sauce and get an extra tub of ice cream out. Melissa ate at least a liter.
Wow.
The next month, on Joan's turn, she served every course pre-plated. And when Melissa asked for extra, Joan apologized and said there was none. Truth, Joan is very organized and precise. Melissa and Polly left right after dinner, and Polly texted Joan berating her for controlling Melissa's eating. Polly also texted me saying she trusted I'd be sensitive to Melissa's needs on my next turn.
Oh, boy.
That turn is almost here. My plan was roast dinner, pork and beef. I can easily make lots of cheap veggies and dessert, but meat is pricey right now, and I'd have to serve twice the norm to satisfy Melissa. I know I cannot just trust she'll take a tenth of what's there, considering she grabbed a whole lasagna last time. So, do I suck it up and just buy much larger roasts? Do I make a few big batches of cheap soup and biscuits and serve that rather than strain my budget? I don't want to upset Melissa or be a stingy host, but I have never dealt with someone like this before. I was obese, but I would have eaten maybe 2 pieces of lasagna, not 8. Do I just serve a reasonable sized meal and tell Polly and Melissa, sorry, that's all I have? Am I the asshole if I serve less food than I know my guests will want? Edited to add, everyone in the group who doesn't cook, so 7 people before Melissa joined, chips in $25 per meal to whoever hosts.
Okay.
That, until inflation got so bad, covered enough of the food cost to make it feasible. Joan and I have both been simplifying our menus a bit to deal with rising costs, but the idea is to give ourselves and our friends a night off from the humdrum world and pretend we live glamorous, elegant lives.
Oh, nice.
We use fine china and dress nicely and play classical music.
I love it.
Right before Melissa, I was going to ask if we could increase the chip in to $30 a plate. I have the most resources out of anyone in the group, and I can afford to go out of pocket a bit more than Joan. None of the rest have the money, space, or culinary skills to put this together. Joan and I can cook like Julia Child. We are a ragtag lot with a variety of neurodivergences and mental health issues. These meals give us something special to look forward to.
I love it. I love the whole dinners. Wow. So if that's like a new person to the group, you need to talk to your OG and say this. You just not gonna keep working. Y'all gonna have to freaking double it. Something has to give. That, or we gonna have to just eat chili or something that's like big for everybody. But that takes away from the whole glamour thing. They trying to, show off their culinary skills and get nice and stuff, and you have like this person just
gobbling up all the shit.
Well, you know me. I would have already talked to who was the original? Polly is the new one, right?
No. Polly is the girl that got the girlfriend. Melissa is the new one that ate all the lasagna.
Yeah, Polly would have already had to talk to. That's not gonna work. I would have already had said that, because then you and Melissa can go out, because then there will only be 9 of us. I mean, I don't understand what we're doing here. Y'all gonna have to pay extra.
Mm.
I mean, we'd probably do some imperial rice. You get a whole lot cheap.
That doesn't go with her classy,
Correct.
flashy theme.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's terrible.
Is it terrible?
That's terrible. That people they can just come in people's house like that and then gonna send me a text talking about.
I know you gonna do better. What? Tighten up. Bitch, don't be like Joan.
Don't come in my house like that. You in my house.
So this comes from Am I the Asshole? First comment, let Polly know she needs to start chipping in to feed her girlfriend or they don't get invited.
That's right.
The alternative is to have it at her place, even though there isn't enough room.
No, she just don't come.
Someone else said, Melissa's a terrible guest to take that much at the first round. I wouldn't have invited her back without her pitching in. Pre-plating is the way to go here. Let her complain.
Yeah, I like it.
And this one says, to add on, honestly, I think they should all be pitching in food-wise or money-wise. That's why the person added it. They all do pitching in food-wise or money-wise. Melissa sounds like a terrible person. Sorry to say, but she's taking half of the entire meal in a group setting without thinking of others. Very inconsiderate and disrespectful. And this is her first time there.
Yeah. Lasagna's cut into 8 and she took 4. It's like she took half of lasagna.
I get if that's what she would take for herself. But like you can count, right? Melissa's like 8. There's 10 people and there's 8. So I don't think there was enough in the first place.
There was 2.
Okay. And you took half.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
No. See, I would have said something right then.
Yeah. You
know me. I would have been like, oh, hey. You can see if there's seconds. But everybody needs to eat first. What's going on?
Yeah.
That would have, she would have left out already. She would have left the first time.
I'm the friendly one, and I would have said like, hey, Melissa, what's going on here? Respectfully. You know, if you add respectfully at the end, you can say anything. Hey, no. I will fuck you up. What are you doing? Respectfully. just add respectfully on it.
What's going on? No.
So that's a touchy story. Unfortunately, there's an update.
Okay, let's go. What happens? Don't come back to my house.
OP comes back and says, excrement is hitting the fan right now.
Excrement.
I thought I was safe because I knew Polly didn't use Reddit. But apparently Melissa told an online friend about 14-layer lasagna, and that friend saw the post and showed it to her. Stupid me wanted to show off my culinary prowess. Woo. Apparently, I'm not the only one that this has happened to. I was silly to think, it couldn't happen to me. So you get what happened?
She posted it and somebody
she put the specific 14-layer. Someone else said, hey, didn't you go to a 14-layer? Yeah, I did. She talking shit about you, sis. That's what happened. So Melissa and Polly are at my house now, enraged, and my dad, the semi-retired crisis counselor, is talking to them while I wait downstairs in my suite and cry. Yes, I am hiding behind my parents, but they are calmer and more objective, and I am too anxious and have a rational conversation with Polly and Melissa. Update. It sounds like they split them off. Dad is in one room talking to Melissa. Mom is in another talking to Polly. I cannot get close enough to eavesdrop, and my damn cat won't tell me what he's hearing.
Oh, Lord.
Might as well take the time to answer some common questions. The chip-in has been $25 per person who doesn't cook. Joan and I never pay, regardless of who hosts. So we have been working off a budget of $175 because the group is 9 people and 7 pay. Last night and this morning, we decided to increase the chip-in to $35. As of this moment, Melissa is only invited if she sticks to appropriate portions because no matter how much she pays, the rest of the group does not want to watch her eat like that. Is that mean? I don't know. But given the yelling from upstairs, I don't know if she or Polly will ever return.
Okay.
For those who think I cannot have sturdy enough furniture, my dad is a very large man. My now deceased Opa and my uncle custom built most of the furniture in the house. At least the stuff he would sit on. Dad has lost a lot, but everyone in the family has a good chair or two for him to sit on in their homes. Number 3, Polly has helped me through a lot and has had a very difficult life, so I am loath to upset her. I understand now that I need to grow a spine and that I don't need to be a doormat. There's a lot more of these. Number 4, I built this group and started the parties in part because restaurants aren't an option for all involved. We have a plethora of mental, physical, and neurospicy health issues going on. One of us has dwarfism and doesn't like being stared at. The parties are our escape from difficult lives. We dress up in vintage glam costumes we found at thrift stores or made for ourselves and pretend that we are in Golden Age Hollywood or something. It's a big deal, and both Joan and I truly love to cook and host. Number 5. I love cooking fancy food because I have to cook healthily the rest of the time for my own weight loss and my diabetic parents. I do not want my parties to turn into salad and lentil fest. I eat the rest of the time. Number 6. For whoever suggested a crawdad boil, we are landlocked in Canada. Beef is cheaper than crawdads around here. I haven't cooked much southern soul food, but it's a possibility if we don't include seafood because it costs the earth. Oh, there's so many more of these.
Biscuits.
I ain't had a biscuit in a minute, my G. 7. Polly sees Melissa's issues as a disability we should accommodate. She compared it to Dad building a wheelchair ramp onto the front porch for my granny and auntie. But I now understand that letting Melissa gorge is not a kindness. It's enabling very dangerous behavior. She could keel over in my dining room. And we do not want to deal with all that paperwork that it would create.
My goodness.
Paperwork is a real thing.
Yes.
I tell all my clients, hey. Don't want to lie on me because mountains of paperwork. 8. I honestly did think that everyone who was morbidly obese and addicted to food got that way from trauma because my sister and I did. Number 9. I wasn't actually deprived of lasagna. Joan and I often share a piece. I've had bariatric surgery and cannot eat much, and Joan prefers salad and bread and only a small portion of something as rich as lasagna. Number 10. I'll post the recipe once I remember all of it. It's a combo of a few different ones and some right now from my head. I'm extremely stressed right now, so remembering ingredients isn't working. 11. I was wrong on Melissa's weight. She's 490 pounds. My bad. I'm not good at estimating those things. Number 12.
Wow.
I would be much calmer right now and not be having chest pains if this was rage bait. I wish it was rage bait. Sorry to disappoint. Number 13. Please don't call Melissa derogatory names. This is not about hating on fat people. I was looking for advice on how to approach her obesity and food addiction behavior with fairness and compassion. Also, thanks to all the kind and helpful things people said. Some of the douchey ones gave me a laugh, like the idiot who thought 2 enormous lasagnas doesn't feed 10 people. I'll write another post when things are resolved.
Wow.
Let me be very honest with you. I think when you try to ignore things, that is erasure. I don't think when you acknowledge things that is problematic. That's true. So I'm not going to... I don't have a problem with someone because of their size. That'd be fucking crazy. I'm big myself. It has nothing to do with me. But you eating all the damn food, that has something to do with me.
That's got something to do with me.
That has something to do with me.
That's just rude.
And you can say, oh, you're only picking on me because I'm fat.
No. You can say whatever you want to. That's just rude.
I don't care what size you are. That's rude.
That's rude.
That's inconsiderate. But I think that's the way the world is now.
Yeah.
You have half the U.S. doesn't want to see any issues. Half the U.S. only wants to see all issues.
Correct.
And accountability exists nowhere.
0.
I can understand if she has an issue, but
that got nothing to do with you being bigger or not. There's something to do with taking 4 servings of something.
That's greed.
That's greed.
And if greed is a predisposed condition, then go be greedy at your house. You don't be greedy at mine. Yeah. That's the way I see it.
Call it what you want.
Call it what you want.
You ain't invited.
All that you want.
Isn't it?
You know, I've been listening to so much different music these last few weeks. Guys, I'm a drum and bass head from back in the day. I've been listening to so much drum and bass mixes, like so many mixes. It's crazy. I listened to this one from last year at Russian Optical. Top shit. I mean, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If I play that, you're going to go crazy. That shit is like that shit is nasty.
It's got a nice drop. Oh, you know,
the whole thing is a nice drop.
Like a good drop.
So I've been listening to like hard shit like that. I've been listening to caliber mixes from the more soulful side. But I've also been listening to this. I find playlists that I wouldn't normally listen to. Like I put in like 80s pop, right? And I was like, I only know mostly melanated music from the 80s. There's all these 80s classics that I know because of movies. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I heard this song from Duran Duran. I was like, huh, they did that, huh? Huge song. Yeah. Huge song. Yeah. I just, I
was like, we're listening to something and I forgot what we put on there. And I was like, is that Stevie Nicks? And you were like, I didn't know Stevie Nicks.
I don't know Stevie Nicks.
She has a very distinct voice. So I like.
But another thing is, my parents were older, and so like my parents would be like a generation before her parents, right?
Right.
So like, what was in my house, it isn't the same.
Right.
Like I'm way more versed on like the 50s and 60s than I would be the 70s.
Yeah, and the 70s was like my jam.
Music.
Yeah.
Plus, I guess age wouldn't even matter. It depends on what they like.
Yeah, I probably like 80s is I think I got into like after, even though growing up in the 80s, other than Michael Jackson.
In the 80s, for me, it's whatever a preteen girl would like, because I have an older sister.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she likes. So Bobby Brown was in my house heavy. New Edition was in my house heavy. My parents weren't listening to.
You had some Anita Baker too, and some.
I know Anita Baker forwards and backwards.
Like that, but of decades. So I know 70s more than I know 80s.
There's shit from the 70s. There's like classic shit. I'm like, oh,
I know. I'm like, you have to know the song, and you're like, no.
I remember years ago, before I went to grad school, I was at a job, and they were shocked I didn't know the Beatles. Like,
I know. When you told me you didn't know the Beatles, I was like, how do you not know the Beatles?
That shit wasn't classic in my house.
Yeah.
Hey,
I hate Beatles.
Hey.
I didn't think we had Beatles on vinyl.
Okay, blame my parents. That shit didn't get played. I can name you like one Elvis Presley song. My dad did not fuck with Elvis.
I didn't know Elvis Presley either. I don't think everyone knows Jailhouse Rock. That's about it. I don't know any Elvis Presley either. I can't.
There's lots of shit I don't know. And
Beatles,
there's lots of shit I do know.
Beatles, I knew. But
I know like 2.5 Beatles songs.
But they're like you play them like in elementary school though, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I knew a lot from like.
We sang Whitney Houston like every year. I believe the children are the future.
No, but like in elementary school, you sang like Country Road and.
I don't know what that is.
No, you don't know Country Road.
I know there's a song called Hey Jude. That's the Beatles? Okay.
Country Road is not by the Beatles though. Like that's just like different music that I learned from being in like school, and then like it's like, oh, you heard this song, and then you find out like other people did this version of the song.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. But then you listen to, I think you exposed me to some like stuff I would not have known, like jazz and things from.
Yeah, I know that
50s
shit.
50s and stuff. I did listen to
40s, 50s, 60s.
Yes,
I got all that shit.
Yes.
And you know what? To be honest with you, a lot of that's not even my dad. A lot of that was when I started playing saxophone in middle school. I started just listening to saxophone. And then I would be like, hey, Daddy, I like this. And he's like, oh, if you like this, you can listen to this. It's like, you could have told me this already.
Yeah.
It's always on something like, oh, you like that? Well, check this out. So it's always like an expansion.
Yeah.
It's like when I got into Thelonious Monk, he was like, oh, you like Thelonious Monk? He started showing me all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But nah, 80s for me is like Michael Jackson, Anita Baker, Bobby Brown.
Me too. It was, what was it? Whatever was on like
90s,
Hot 105.
Rhythm Nation. Yeah.
That was like you get Janet.
But I don't even know like old Janet.
Oh, I do.
I know I know from Janet. Rhythm Nation on. I don't know like.
Yeah, like the other day we were listening to a song, Where Are They Now or something like that. And you were like, what song is that? I'm like, that's Jenny. He was like, I don't know that song. I was like, how do you not know that song?
Hey man, you that's how you get shaped.
Yeah.
You know way more about drum and bass than the average.
Oh yes.
Demographic that you are, like, because you was rolling with a head.
Yes, I was in the crates. I remember the first time that I went to get you like a record for your birthday, and I got lost in the beach because I don't know how to like.
You get lost often.
It was terrible.
But speaking of very interesting music, I discovered this group maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago now. I'm not sure. They're called Infinity Song. I've mentioned them before because the first song I heard from them was called Haters Anthem.
Oh yeah.
But man,
they're good.
They had this song that they put out, I want to say last year. I'm not even sure. It's called Metamorphosis. I just listened to this song all the time. I listened to the song 5 times today.
Oh,
today.
You like it. It's hitting you.
It's middle of the day for us right now.
Yes.
I've listened to the song 5 times today.
I
listen to this song all the time. And you know what? It's interesting. I knew the song last year.
It was like,
and it was like, yeah, I listened to it. And
oh,
this year came, I listened to this song over and over.
Remember when I discovered Ray? And I really liked Ray, and so Worth It song was like my favorite.
Ray, the white girl?
She's not white.
All right. Anyway, back to these back to these wonderful people.
She's not bright. I think she's mixed. But I thought it was like my secret person. Like, oh, I found this. I found.
She was on the
singer.
Grammys.
Yes, I'm like, why are these people talking about race? Because I don't listen to like stuff.
No one knows. It's just for me. See,
it's just for me.
No, when I find out, I want to put people on. So, Infinity Song, brother, sister. I don't know who's oldest and youngest and all that, but they're siblings.
They're very good. They are.
Harmonies are incredible. It's like black folk music.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I don't even want to say black folk music. It's just like good folk
vibing.
music.
Yeah, they just vibe.
They
have skill. They have talent. So they're just good.
They're playing most of the instruments on their album.
Yes, I love all of that.
But Metamorphosis, I don't know what happened. I knew this song last year, but this year that song Metamorphosis has got me like this.
And a chokehold. Yeah, songs come like that.
I don't want to say chokehold because this song is giving life.
Oh, that's how Worth It was for me last year. Last year I listened to Worth It.
Another band I discovered maybe like 2 years ago. It's called Boy Genius. So it's 3 individual singers who just made like they had their own like indie careers, and they made a group called Boy Genius. That shit is heavenly. I love this. Now I don't know any of the singers' individual work. I don't even remember their names. The group has actually since broken up. These are 3 wonderfully talented women.
That's like what was that? What was that thing with what was it? Tyrese and Genuine. What was that? It was like with the 3.
Why you think I know anything about Tyrese Tank?
It was Tyrese.
TGA.
Tank. No.
TGT.
I don't know.
There's no A.
LSG was no.
No, it's Tice. The TGT.
Oh, I don't know what the hell it was, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't
think about that.
I don't know.
You said Boy Genius. I was like 3. Only singing it.
Yeah. So Boy Genius, 3 females. I mean, that shit is heavily. They got a song called $20. They got a song called what's that one? Emily. That shit is good. That Emily song is great. I love that whole album. I listened to that shit a whole lot last year. I listened to a whole lot this year. And that's been your OBK music break. Let's get back to this drama.
Yes, please.
If you have some music that you love, I don't care if it's super popular or you think it's not that known, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
I check out everything.
I like to hear your stuff.
Being put.
I do. I listen to stuff all the time. I put you on stuff. I listen to more music than you. That must be something you changed this year. I listen to more music. You look like that if you want to. Don't put me in a box.
Like I said, this episode's all about petty drama, inspired by my wife. If you have any music recommendations, new, old, popular, whatever, let us know.
Yes.
In these comments. Today I fucked up by saying, "You're my mammal" to my fiance.
My mammal?
Last night I was a mess, drunk, upset, had a heated argument with my family, and was damn pissed. I got home and I wanted to have sex with my fiance. Like, not the romantic one, but borderline feral, rip me out of my head kind. We got into it, he's on top, and I wanted to say something hot and possessive like, "You're my man." But for some ungodly reason, fucking animal was also floating in my head. My dumbass brain tried to say both the words, and I ended up moaning, "You're my mammal," mid-fucking stroke. He literally stopped while inside me and asked, "I'm your what?" I was sloshed, but realized that I had said and tried to double down. "You're my strong, hot mammal." This man died laughing like he was gone. He literally rolled off and laughed for 5 minutes straight. Still, he got back into it, and every time he moved, he'd start wheezing again. After the sex, I just turned over and knocked out. Right now, since we've woken up, the man hasn't shut up. "So I'm your mammal, huh?" "You know, as your mammal, I can drive you to work." I have never known shame like this.
I love it.
The TLDR is, called my fiance my mammal in the middle of sex, and now I'm embarrassed as hell.
He liked that. So like to be called Big Daddy, he like to be called mammal.
I love it when you call me your mammal. First comment says, "That's actually hilarious. I should use this one." OP says, "It might be funny one day, not today for me." Another person said, 20 years from now, you'll say, hey, mammal, in a soft, endearing way. And he'll reply, yes, baby. And your kids will wonder why the hell your pet name for him is mammal.
That's funny.
It's downright hilarious to me. I think that constitutes as a good story.
That's a good story.
No more of those. Let's get into this drama.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband he's out of touch with reality?
That's it.
That's the name. That's the title.
Well, if he is, he might be.
He might be delusional.
He might be.
He might be set tripping.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
I, 25-year-old female, have been married to my husband, 33-year-old male, for 5 years. We have 2 kids, 4-year-old male and 2-year-old female, and I'm pregnant with our third. My husband makes a lot of money, multiple 7 figures a year, so I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Damn.
I know how lucky we are financially, but I feel like I'm drowning, and he just doesn't get it. He works insane hours, sometimes 12 to 14 hours a day, and travels a lot for work. When he's home, he's a great dad, but I'm still the one handling everything: meals, cleaning, doctor appointments, school stuff, all of it. We have a cleaning service and a part-time nanny, but they don't run our household. I do, and I'm exhausted.
Wow.
The other night, I finally broke down and told him I'm overwhelmed. I'm pregnant, chasing 2 toddlers all day, and it feels like everything falls on me. His response? Just hire more help. I told him that's not the point. I don't need more employees. I need my husband to be present and actually involved. He got defensive and said he's doing everything he can to give us an amazing life and that I don't understand the pressure he's under. That's when I snapped. I told him he's completely out of touch if he thinks throwing money at this fixes everything. I didn't marry a paycheck. I married a person, and I need him to act like a partner, not just a provider.
Damn.
Now he's barely speaking to me, and I feel guilty. I know he works hard, but I also feel like I'm screaming into the void, and he just doesn't see how much I'm struggling. Am I the asshole?
Asshole's kind of strong.
Meh.
Asshole's kind of strong, but I think she might need to go talk to somebody, and she might need some more help. She might need a full-time nanny, not a part-time nanny. And she didn't understand the rules of engagement.
Do you hear that?
What?
Do you hear that?
What is
The
it?
collective groan of all these women out here who have no nanny,
Right.
have no cleaning service.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
May not even have the husband that's there.
That
That
he's
do it all themselves every
offering
day.
solutions to her issues, and she's not trying to take them.
I say that to say, I hate when people take someone's certain position, be it financially or something that they were born into, and like blame them for it. Like, oh, well, poor you. Like, no, your issues are still valid. Just because you guys make multiple 7 figures a year doesn't mean your issues aren't
Correct.
valid.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I say that.
But at the same time, you need to work on finding a solution and not just telling him, like, because it clearly those are the rules of engagement. He's able to go do that to provide the 7 figures, whatever, because you're going to manage the home. And so you're saying it's too much for you. He's like, okay, well, then get more resources. And she's like, no, I want you to be more present. But she said that he's a good father when he's there. So there's a misalignment on,
But she wants him to struggle the way she's struggling.
Yeah, that's not.
And his struggle is a different struggle.
Correct.
So she's right. Just because she has help, she is still the one that has to organize things.
Yes.
However, you also need to take advantage of the resources you have.
Correct. Or you're not taking
to better manage these things.
I agreed.
You can have a full-time nanny.
Yeah.
You can have you have a cleaning service. So you can have a chef.
Yeah.
You can have meals delivered. There are a number of things you could do to give you more headspace. So you're drowning because you are not managing all the things you can.
Correct.
And I understand where she is. It's exhausting.
It's hard.
She's pregnant with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old.
That's
not
a lot.
easy.
I don't care how much you got. That's a lot. Yeah.
Not easy.
Yeah.
But she can take naps.
She can. Because she can get a nanny.
She has a nanny.
She has a part-time nanny.
That means she has a nanny.
Yeah.
She can take naps. She can rejuvenate. She needs to take care of herself. And either you accept what you have or you reject what you have. You didn't marry the paycheck. That's interesting because you knew he had the paycheck. You didn't say, oh, I refuse to marry you because of your money. Said no woman ever. So, like, this is what it is.
As I was saying, there's a misalignment on the roles there. And
I don't think he's misaligned on the roles.
I don't think I'm saying she's like misaligned. Like there's a misalignment there of and he's like,
I need more help. Hire more help.
Yes.
I don't no.
He's trying to.
I want you to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it can't happen. And that's the part where I think there may be more there. Like she might be dealing with hormones and she's trying to do it herself and she doesn't want to just have hired help because she thinks that's a reflection of her and all these things that I think just women in general deal with. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just saying that's why I think she should take care of herself and she may need to talk to someone and she just needs to readjust those resources.
But I think that's the thing that she has the benefit of, that she could
Correct.
be doing this.
Oh no, absolutely.
There are so many people that could not do all that.
But I don't want to belittle her.
But listen to what I'm saying. I'm not belittling her at all. I'm acknowledging that that's the issue. You need to make use of what you can.
Yeah, I agree.
First comment says, I heard someone famous in business tell his employee, that's why I pay you what I do, so you can hire someone, when the employee took time off for his kid. And yes, in many industries, that's what they pay, what they do. Very few people make 7 figures without working 60 to 70 hours a week. You have fired an opening salvo without being clear about what's at stake. It is awful, but your husband's career can stall and you get to worry about the kid's college tuition. Or you can throw down the gauntlet and risk an untimely end to your marriage, which might make you happier. Or you can accept that only vacations will give you undivided time with your husband until the kids are grown. But make no mistake, if your husband wants to advance up the ladder, you are sure to be disappointed in the time you are given with him. A housekeeper would be nice. Another person said, people who work C-suite jobs don't ever truly get vacations other than major holidays. If you take the family to the beach for the week, you're still expected to respond to calls, texts, emails, as well as checking to make sure your direct reports are meeting metrics. There are lots of stories where they go into their examples of having spouses in upper management, higher positions, and they're all saying these kind of things. I'll pick just one. This checks out. My husband was the co-owner and controlling partner at an engineering firm for years. He didn't make the salary OP as stated for her husband, but we were more comfortable than most. But often we would go on vacation at the beach because he had a project in that beach town. The kids and I would have 5 glorious days at the beach, and he joined us for dinner and Saturday, Sunday. But even then, if work called, he took the call. I have a career of my own. I do well. Not as well as him, but I'm proud of my accomplishments. But I'm not the big boss. I'm not running the company. So while I have projects where I may burn the midnight oil, if I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation. My calls go to voicemail. It's a trade-off. OP needs to decide what she values in the relationship, then have the discussion with her husband to see if they can get on the same page.
Agreed. Yep. That's what I said. Now, wish them well.
You sending that healing energy?
I'm sending it to him.
Be like all the mom. Drop the kids off there. Go play your pickleball.
There you
go do your Pilates.
Then
talk about how hard it is because there's no help.
That's an option, though.
Hey.
Yeah.
They literally spend no time with their children other than to drop them off. And then they talk about how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's one lady complains about how hard it is, like having to cook all the dinners. I was like, yeah, it can be hard. She's like, yeah, because like the chef doesn't. Like, all right. And again, not judging.
Just different.
It's different.
Yes, that's all.
It's the 3rd chef I fired this month.
That's a
different conversation.
You got to go out and interview again and see it come and adjust. No, this one uses too much pepper.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't do the interview.
She do the interview?
No, the house manager does.
Oh, then you know.
But now she's got to talk to the house manager.
Correct.
And the house manager,
Yeah. But then you have to adjust to the new chef.
Well, no, I mean they still have the original, the head chef.
Oh, this is the pastry chef? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Understood.
It can get annoying.
It can be, because sometimes in the middle of the night when you want that cookie that the other one
Speaking of which, never, I'm not going to do it. There's a movie. Called The Contender that I love. I love it. I love the whole movie, but specifically, there's a little sub-story that they never really get into. Every time the president wants something to eat, he just, anything, and it's always available. He tries to trick them. It's always available. And in the climax of the movie, he finally asked for something pretty basic. They don't have it.
Oh,
it was like super basic. It's like they had like let's say there's a village only on the farthest region of the earth, like farther away. You guys got that? Yes, sir. We'll have that in 1 minute. Always. At the last second.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Check it out. See? OBK, not just dramatic stories, music and movie recommendations.
All right, what you got for me? I'm ready to eat.
Am I the asshole? That's not helpful whatsoever. Am I the asshole for backing out of a 15-minute favor when it suddenly turned into an hour-plus long ordeal?
Oh, boy.
Context, I work from home 2 days per week. Today is one of those days. My wife's workday ends at 4. Mine ends at 5:30. Today, when my wife got home, about 4:15, she called me downstairs pretty much as soon as she came in the front door to tell me that she's left her car running and would I please take it over to Discount Tire because one of the tires is Lowe's. For those not aware, Discount Tire, or DT, provides complimentary inflation and non-sidewall tire repairs. Without complaint, I agree because it's only a 5-minute drive away, so I can just take a quick 15-minute break from work. I drive her car down there and the guy tops up 3 tires, but the 4th, his machine won't dispense any air. I see him check it with the manual pressure gauge, and then he comes up to the window and tells me that the tire is under 15 PSI. That's low as shit. Mm-hmm. So he can't inflate it, but he says they're not very busy right now. They could repair the tire after only about a half-hour wait. I let him know that I need to get back to work. Is there anything he can do, even a little bit of air, so I can maybe have my wife bring it back and wait? He says no because it's basically flat. I call my wife to let her know this. My intention is to ask her if I drive back home, would she want to drive it back to DT now since the wait is relatively short? When they're busy, it can be 2+ hours. Or if not, I can at least make an appointment while I'm here. But I don't even get that far. She just wants me to stay and wait for it, even though she's already done working for the day. I tell her I really need to get back to work, and she gets very upset. I asked DT guy what exactly he meant by basically flat, and he said I'm at 13 PSI. I confirm with him that this means I'm not at immediate risk of the rim tearing up the inside of the tire if I drive back home right now. So I tell my wife that I'm coming back and I'll be there in 5 minutes. As I'm driving home, I get a couple of texts, including, I'll just have you drive me to work tomorrow and my car can sit in the fucking driveway for all I care. But of course, I don't read them until I get home. I go inside to make another attempt to explain the specifics of the situation. No. I haven't even been able to tell her that it's not actually flat yet. But she refuses to listen to a word of it, telling me she isn't going to listen to anything I have to say for the next week and that I've ruined everything. I don't recall every word exchanged, but I know I did tell her that she was acting like a child. And in the end saying, fine, I'll go back there and I'll just have to work until 8 p.m. tonight. To which she responded with, good, I don't want to see you.
Oh, wow.
I did go back to DT and started composing this post while waiting. Am I the asshole?
No.
Editing to answer some common questions. We do own a portable air compressor. It takes about 5 minutes for it to fill one tire, and it's in the trunk of her car. Taking care of car things is my chore, but every time she's asked me to inflate her tires, I have done so. I wasn't neglecting them. Also, the last time I put air in, I told her that she needs to make a trip to DT after work to get that tire checked for damage since it loses air faster than the others. She is generally in charge of discretionary spending, so if the tire had needed to be replaced, she would need to be there to compare the options available. DT is the opposite direction from home as her work. That's probably why she didn't go there on her way home from work. She didn't drive my car to DT because we only have one key for it, and it didn't occur to me to take it out of my pocket before leaving. No, she is not like this all the time. So is he the asshole for not finishing the favor?
No, it sounds like, I don't know. He went back, though.
She sounds like a major jerk.
For sure.
He says she's not like this, so maybe she's going through some
maybe
shit.
She had a rough day at work or something because that was crazy. Oh, I'm not going to talk to you for a week. Good, because I don't want to see you. Yeah. What? I don't know what that comes from. They don't talk like that in my house.
Yeah, not the asshole, no-win situation. Your wife knew coming home she had a tire problem and probably that morning. She decided it's your job to take care of it even though your workday hasn't ended.
Yeah, why did she just go get the tire fixed?
Well, he said it's the opposite direction, but it seems like it
came home, so then keep going.
Well, no, that's not opposite direction. Opposite direction is this way's home, so you would have had to go this way. But it seems to me like it's an emergency. She needed to just go this way or
correct.
However it is, I don't know. So maybe he's a little bit of the asshole, is what you're saying.
He's an asshole?
I'm asking you.
No. He doesn't. I don't understand what he's tolerating with that thing, or why he came back home to go back there to work at 8 o'clock or whatever the hell he was talking about.
Sounded ridiculous.
The whole thing sounds ridiculous.
I told you it's a show all about petty dramas.
They're both ridiculous.
And in our final story for today.
Okay. My husband lied about coming to help me while I was critically sick. I, 28 female, have been married to my husband, 32 male, for 3 years. We have a 1-year-old daughter together. Up until recently, I thought I could count on him when I truly needed him. But last week, he proved me completely wrong. I had been feeling off for a couple of days, fatigued, nauseous, just generally unwell. Then one morning, I woke up with a fever, chills, and a deep sense that something was really wrong. I was so weak I could barely get out of the bed. Damn. Taking care of our daughter felt impossible. I called my husband at work and told him I needed him to come home. He promised he would. An hour passed, then 2. He kept texting me saying he was just finishing up something and would leave soon. Then he claimed he was stuck in traffic. Then he said he was on his way but had to stop for gas. At this point, my fever was getting worse and I was struggling to even sit up without feeling dizzy. I told him it was urgent. He reassured me he was almost there. But something fell off. So I texted one of his coworkers, someone I knew he was close with. The response I got sent a chill down my spine. He hasn't left yet. He's still here. I was furious and terrified. I immediately called my neighbor, a kind older. She came over right away, helped me get dressed, and drove me to the hospital. Turns out I had a severe asymptomatic urinary tract infection that had turned into a serious kidney infection. Ooh. My heart rate was dangerously high, and the doctors told me that if I had waited much longer, I would have gone into septic shock. 2 hours later, while I was laying in that hospital bed, shaking from fever and hooked up to an IV, my husband finally decided to show up. I didn't even want to look at him. He tried to explain, saying he didn't realize it was that bad and that he was just trying to wrap things up at work. But I can't get over the fact that he lied to me over and over while I was at home struggling to stay conscious. If my neighbor hadn't been there, I don't know what would have happened to me. I felt so betrayed. If he could ignore me in a life-threatening situation, what does that say about our marriage, about our future, about our daughter's safety if something ever happens again? I don't know what to do. Would you be able to trust your partner after something like this? No.
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 Oh man, that's a really bad story.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's unacceptable. That's bad human.
What advice do you have for OP?
That's gonna take some healing. I don't know how you recover from that.
Everything takes some healing.
I don't know if I can recover from that.
Is that betrayal?
That's betrayal. That's everything.
So yeah, she posted this and true off my chest. I don't know.
That's I'm telling you, I'm pleading with you. I'm not feeling what more emergency is there? That's what does that mean? I mean, is she someone that just always has emergencies, or the fact that it's not taken in?
There's nothing that indicates that she's always making these false alarms or something where he wouldn't believe it. But I'll also say I don't know that she kept telling him how bad it was, and I would bet that she's trying not to be a bother because she doesn't even know how bad it is. And this seems like one of the times where she needed to be a bother, and if she didn't call this lady, she could have died.
Yeah. That would have been bad.
Imagine, oh, I didn't know it was that bad, and she died. You'd feel totally different.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Says she's got fever, she got chills. That's not stuff you play with.
Yeah, I guess he's thinking,
It's just the flu. But even something simple like that is the flu. If she was unconscious or she can't get up, it's a baby there. How old was the baby?
They have a 1-year-old daughter.
That's crazy. That's not a good situation. Even if it was something like the flu.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't think it was that emergency that merits that tells me then you have no that's not a person I want to be dependent on.
I would err on telling OP it's okay to be burdensome because this doesn't seem like a burden to me. This seems like a real emergency. I just hope she wasn't downplaying it, trying to not because he might complain about shit. Like obviously, like he's not.
Yeah, but then
just
he's
leave.
really like, oh, I gotta get gas. Like that's lying.
That's who he is.
That's a lie. Nah,
so
I can't.
worry she knows who he is, and she has to just like, oh no, it's okay, I'll wait. That's why I'm calling her. She's in.
You made up a whole story about having to get gas and bullshit? No, I don't got time for that. Not with my husband. Come on now. Come on.
Inside of her was very toxic. Septic.
Yes.
So I'm introducing a new segment to OBK. Septic confession.
Oh, no, don't do that. Septic reminds me of septic tank.
That means it's time for toxic confessions. My boyfriend of 2 years, father of our 3-month-old daughter, was banned from our building's laundry room for taking other people's clothes from the dryer.
Oh.
He said that management lied on him. We work opposite schedules, so I approached security to defend him. I asked security to see the tape of him stealing. The old security guard had an attitude and refused. Me, you watch monitors all day and don't see real crime happening in your face? Her, I tell you what, I see all kinds of things in this lobby. Around 4:30 or 5, you should hang out. I told her I have a real job and can't hang out with the help in the lobby.
Uh-oh.
She grunted. 2 months later, I was downsized. I was sitting in the lobby with my baby using the building's Wi-Fi to apply for jobs. It was 4:48 p.m. when I saw my boyfriend enter our building with another woman and their toddler. I approached. That woman was obviously his wife. He walked past me and our child and told his wife he didn't know me and that I was crazy, homeless, and living in the lobby. He blocked my number. I tried to find the apartment they live in. Security warned me that if I approached his wife again, I'd be evicted. I'm devastated. I don't know what to do.
Damn.
Also, we don't have opposite work schedules. He was in the other apartment with his wife, and he gave me a fake last name. Management won't release his info. How to find him and get him to come back home? Advice?
Why you want him to come back home? What's wrong with you?
Get him to come back home is wild.
Wow, that's crazy.
Get him to come back home is wild.
That's crazy.
Aaron is the third man who moved in, ate my food, spent my money, gave me a baby, and left.
Oh, the
I
third
met
one.
Aaron at a church event. He was kind to my children. He spoke about getting married. 8 months later, I co-signed for a Dodge Charger, and Aaron drove off into the sunset. Why do I keep linking with subpar men who have the audacity to date multiple women at the same time?
Oh, man.
My question is this. Have we run out of decent, loyal men?
Oh, no.
Is it a generational curse on us?
Nope.
You know, the men who worked hard, got married, and raised happy families seem like a long ago fairy tale. I look at the men I link with, and they are not the same caliber as my grandfather. My grandfather was responsible and beloved in the community. My father was a ghost during my childhood. I want Aaron back home and living in love with me and the kids. Am I asking for too much? Do good men exist anymore? Please be honest.
They do. They do. Just not for you.
Whoa.
Well, you attract
That's
that kind of stuff.
Spicy.
You going after that kind of nonsense.
Well, honey, anybody can attract that kind of stuff. She allows that
She
kind of
allows
stuff.
it. You gonna put cosign on a Charger. He's crazy as hell. Ain't no way.
Dating this man for 11 years. We have 4 young kids. We live together. My stepson, 23, a college graduate, proposed to his girlfriend, and they've set a wedding date. I've heard my boyfriend slowly talk him out of marriage. He said, some females don't want marriage. Your presence is enough.
Oh.
He says slick shit like this when his son asked for money for the wedding. This hurts me personally, and I would love to be married, but he never asked. How do I convince him to marry me now?
No.
I feel like 2025 is my yes to the dress season.
No.
Advice?
No. Nope. He don't want you. That's it. The end of that.
And in our final toxic confession. My baby daddy is mad unattractive. He's a Biggie Smalls lookalike without the drip. He has 5 sons by 3 of us, and my son is the cutest of all. The other baby mamas won't accept my son or invite him to the kids' events because my son is the youngest and the cutest. I know the other baby mamas are jealous of him. Also, our child's father left them for me.
Oh.
And they feel a certain way about that too.
Oh, boy.
We broke up 2 years ago and he married somebody else. But it's known that I'm his fave. The other baby mamas stopped inviting my son to birthday parties. They say because he took a hamburger from one of his half-brothers and stabbed him. When the kid tried to take it back.
Damn.
The boy is fine. All 5-year-olds steal and stab.
Oh, really? I don't know about 5. Steal and stab? Damn. Steal and stab.
all 5-year-olds steal and stab
No.
when hungry or angry. That's what kids do.
That's not what it is.
I told our baby daddy to make the others invite him and treat him better, but he won't get involved. I feel this is disrespectful toward our son. He should grow up with his half brothers. Never mind if they ugly. They might need each other when all the parents are gone.
Boy.
What to do?
Yeah, you focusing on the wrong
Focus
shit.
on the wrong shit.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Focus on the wrong shit. Be honest, I can rename this show. You focus on the wrong shit.
Possibly.
More likely, I'll rename it. Psst, I see bad humans. Psst and all. The piece of the psst would be in there. If you've been listening all this time, we want to thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
We appreciate the vibes, the comments. Please leave a comment. Leave those 5-star reviews. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see. Leave those music recommendations. Leave those show recommendations. We're not watching any show in particular right now. We're still on The Shy. We're still on The Shy. It's good. Check us out on all social media. Only Black Kids, plural. And we will see you soon. Take us out, Mrs. Sawyer.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.